You know Mike Pence as the VP candidate for Donald Trump. You also know him as a congressman for 12 years.
Sure.
He's now the governor of Indiana. But do you know him as a dad?
No.
And as a father?
I wish you could go to his house and interview him
Funny
with
you
the
should
family.
say that. I did just that. We sat down with his family. We got a little tour of their residence and heard some funny stories. Take a look. Governor, this is your office.
It is.
In the residence.
This is the desk I sat at for 12 years when I was a member of Congress, and we were able to purchase it and bring it home.
Well, I would love to meet your family. Can we meet your wife and your daughter?
You bet.
Y'all come on in. Hey, hello, Mrs. Pence. Thank you so much for doing this. Hey, Charlotte, we asked you guys to pull some pictures for us. What's the story behind this one?
This is at the Capitol. It was pet night, and so that actually meant like famous pet night, and so like the cat from Stuart Little and the dog from Men in Black were both there, and so we thought that they meant bring your own pet to the Capitol.
So when you got there, you had just been elected to Congress, and you get there and you show up with all the animals.
Yeah.
Were you embarrassed? Did you have fun with it?
I was incredibly embarrassed. We just, but it's a classic Pence moment.
Any embarrassing dad stories?
Any guy I've ever dated, he's intentionally called by the wrong name. Just always.
Intentionally?
I like to keep them off balance.
Yeah. What are your parents like?
They're encouraging and very strong, but really corny. So.
You just graduated from college?
Yes.
You're so excited?
Yeah, I am.
And you have a job?
Yep. I just about last week I officially got a job.
Woo! Okay, so you're holding a picture of your dad?
Yeah. Best man I ever knew.
Why?
Oh, you say he was a great father, a great husband. My dad got a Bronze Star when he was in Korea. Saved lives, but never talked about it.
Yeah.
Can't imagine what he'd think about this opportunity for his third son.
He'd be very proud of you.
Well, I hope so.
Now we're in the dining room. Is this where you had the breakfast with Donald Trump and his family?
Donald Trump asked where we might all meet for breakfast, and Mrs. Pence said, why don't we just have you to the governor's residence?
But we don't have a chef here.
We don't.
And we don't. You know, this was about 10 or 10:30 at night.
Oh, my word.
They were coming at 8:30 the next morning. Mike and I made the coffee. We hauled out the china. We went and cut flowers.
I thought you set a great table.
You came out here and started picking flowers?
We came out here. Mike had his phone, the light from his phone, and he was shining it. We came out here and we just snipped them and put little flower arrangements on the table. Yeah.
What time of night was this?
This was probably about 1 a.m. actually when we did that.
After that, you got the call that he wanted you to be his vice president.
We did. I think it was that night.
So when you hung up the phone, what did you do?
You know, honestly, Ainsley, we prayed for the other people who were in the running.
Wow.
You know, we just said, you know, this is a big responsibility. It's a huge honor. But there were a lot of other people in the running, and we just wanted to pray for them. So that's what we did.
You eat dinner every night as a family, or you did when the kids were growing up?
We do. We kind of made that a priority. Even now, we sit down and eat together as a family.
That's great. So every day you knew growing up. In fact, you have a gift for your dad, right? Or you gave him this?
This is something he said to me, and it just kind of like stuck with me. He said, you know, that he believes do the right thing and then go home for dinner, and like that's the important thing is to be home for dinner every night. And really growing up, he kind of was. As for my mom, we gave her this on election night. We each, me and both my siblings, wrote a quote from her that she had said to us over the course of the campaign.
I love Michael's because he says, I'm not going to let what's going on out there affect what's going on in here.
Mine was, you teach your kids how to fight for their dreams by fighting for yours. Audrey says, you know, I'm listening, I hear you.
What's the secret?
Well, just that I have an amazing wife.
Don't do that.
You know, everything you see those kids said the night we were elected governor is true. She's created, in our 31 years of marriage, she's created the space for us to have really a pretty normal family life, and that's all her. And everything these kids have accomplished, and the grounded young men and women that they are, she deserves all the credit for that. You know, it's one of the things that the Trumps and the Pences really share is it's really all about family.
What a great side to the Pence family we've never seen before. I mean, he got choked up a couple of times.
Yeah, he got choked up when he talked about his dad. She did when he was complimenting her. He loves his wife. They love God. They grew up Catholic, both of them. Now they're evangelicals. Their son, Michael, is in flight school, so he wasn't able to be there. And their other daughter is traveling the world, studying abroad, Audrey. And then you met Charlotte there, and she just got a job. She just graduated, so whew, you remember how stressful that was.
Absolutely, that's great.
Yeah, she's going to be working in the film industry.
And the story that the night before the Trumps came, there they are out in the garden with the phone flashlight cutting flowers.
It makes them so real.
Can you imagine if you're one of the neighbors? Is somebody over in the governor's garden?
The governor is out there picking flowers.
Yeah, I do remember when Donald Trump, he didn't endorse Donald Trump for Indiana because he had a good friend that was running, and he said, I really like Donald Trump. He goes, I'm not going to say anything bad about him. I thought, well, wait a second. I think there might be something there, and there was. Great job.
He didn't say anything bad about anyone.
Right.